Hey, Pop Rockers, how you going? Paul with you this evening. Today we are lucky enough to sit down with Rick Stewart from Willie J and the Bad Books. They've got a new single out now, as you can see on the screen, Backdoor Man. We're here to talk about that. Rick, how you going?
Good, mate. How are you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm good. Good. I'm not as laid back today with a glass of wine. I've got iced tea cordial.
No.
Cheers. Cheers. So I suppose there's a bit of a time difference from where we are to where you are. So you'd be winding down now and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, about 8 o'clock in the PM, and yeah, it's been a big week. So
yeah,
yeah,
busy week. Busy releasing new music,
releasing, playing gigs, and just prepping for our single launch and doing a lot of PR and a lot of.
When's the actual launch for the single?
6th of January at the Social Club in Northcote.
Yeah. Is that the single for Backdoor Man?
It is. Yeah, we're really stoked that we're doing it at the Social Club. I think that all of us combined, we've all played there. Couldn't tell you how many times in different acts, and we just love the room and love the sound and love the vibes. So and it's super close to everyone, and just think it's gonna be a cracking evening.
Yeah, it's really good when you can find somewhere like a venue that you really just vibe into and really enjoy. It's really good because it shows in the band when they put on a good show there.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever had a bad gig at the Social Club. And I don't think I've seen a bad gig there either. So
well, that's good.
Yeah. Really.
So I want to ask a question. Backdoor Man. Who come up with the name?
I mean, it's an old blues term that's been recycled. The Doors have a song called Backdoor Man. I'm sorry, my phone's going off.
No, you're good.
Yeah, the Doors obviously did it. Will is a blues nut through and through, as am I. This song was, the skeleton of the song was done before I actually joined the band. Funnily enough, the band was rehearsing, in my recording studio because I lived with Matt, the bass player at the time, and I was lucky enough to join the band and then furthermore record and.
So there's a 5-piece, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 5-piece now, and
who's who?
Well, firstly, Willie is the front man of the band. He's our fearless leader. He's an incredible guitarist. He's an incredible singer. He's got talent coming out of his ears, that guy. He's been in a bunch of other bands, projects and whatnot. But I think that what's really true to him is the blues and blues-based music. I don't, particularly think of us as a blues band, but it's all very much blues influenced, as is, I could argue that Sabbath and AC/DC are blues bands,
Blues infused rock.
Yeah, it's all based in the blues, if we're honest. And then we have Eileen Hodgkins, who is a incredible singer-songwriter, musician in her own right, played in various bands. She's the other lead vocalist, so it's kind of fronted by the two of them on the lead vocals. She also plays some organ. She brings the boogie, and I feel that those two together, when they sing in harmony or in unison, they really do have a very unique melding of their two voices, and I think that's a really special aspect of this band. I just duck in occasionally on the vocals, doing some BVs and some yelling. But my primary role is taking care of slide guitar and lap steel and bottleneck. I do that side of things, and I also record the band. As you can see, I'm in my studio at the moment, and this is where we track, and Then we have Frew Parsons on drums, and Frew's British. He came over here. He's been here for quite a while now. He's a phenomenal rock drummer. He's very much based in, I think he got his chops in the metal world.
Yep.
But the way in which it translates to the music that we bring to the table, I think that translates to a very Bonzo, like John Bottom, Led Zeppelin, kind of Take No Prisoners style drumming. And Matt Forge is a guitarist in a band called Psychobabble, and he's had plenty of other projects over the years. And he's on the bass, and I think he's got that Geezer Butler thing going on, where he's a guitarist on a bass, and he's just chopping out like Geezer would. And him and Frew together are both very busy players, but they managed to pull in the rhythm section. They're great mates, and that's just such an integral part of it. And they just groove so hard together. But there's so much going on.
Because I was going to say, I haven't seen you guys live, so because I'm over in Perth, you're over the east, but I have seen the video clip.
Yeah.
And you do gel quite well, and you all look like you had a load of fun on shooting the clip. Whose idea was it to do it on a tram?
Well, Eileen, who's in the band, she owns a facility called Big House Arts, which is where we shot it. The idea was, I guess, pretty natural progression. We worked with the filmographer Jake Halfhide, and Dorothy Yao did a bunch of the production. And the tram was the first option and the last option, and we were like, sick, let's do that, and let's get on the roof and be,
rock stars.
Pretend.
So you had a lot of fun.
November Rain solo thing. It was almost like a joke at the end of the day, and it was like, oh, stuff it, let's do it. And then they ended up splicing it in, and it was like, that's funny. But it was a nice introduction. I think that it could have looked really corny introducing the band by name and all that, but it seemed fitting. We're all people, and we all love what we do, and I think he did it really well on the edit. To bring that into it, and it just, this band's all about connecting with people and having fun more so than anything else. So
that's it. You got to have fun.
Recently don't do it.
Yeah, I recently spoke to Charlie from a band called Instinct, and they released a track, and they were filming down on a beach, playing their songs, and their band really gels well together. And Charlie, as a frontman, he really gets into his shows, and awesome. He did something similar with the film with their film clip. He got up on a rock, and they were shooting from down low, and he was just belting out tunes. And I said to him, "Did you feel like a bit of a dick getting up there and rocking them out? Did everyone have a laugh at him?" And there's the producer of the film clip said, "Oh, it'd be a good idea to get up there." And I think he said he almost fell off a dozen times or something, but he had fun doing it, and it looks really good in the clip. So hopefully no one fell off the tram.
No, we were being our guitars, putting them on the roof. But it's funny because that tram at Big House Arts is literally on the street. So punters are just walking past with, walking their dogs, and we're up there playing solos with a PA just blasting this song out, and people are just looking like, what the hell is going on there? This tram with 69, parked up on the street in Coburg in Melbourne. It was a fun day, man.
Yeah. So you said you joined the band after they already had the song down, and you come in afterwards. So is that right?
Yeah, to a degree. Like, this was the band's first song, literally the first song that they. So the three piece being Will, Frew, and Matt started during lockdown, and I was living with Matt during that time, and I had the studio at home and was recording other things and whatnot, and they were using the space as a rehearsal space. And I do recall just standing out the front of my house talking to a mate one time and listening in and being like, shit, that sounds damn good. It was that power trio blues thing. And then before too long, the guys asked if I could sit in on a couple of songs. They hadn't done any shows or anything.
Yeah.
And they had their first shows coming up, and they were like, "Oh, can you come and play some lap steel guitar?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And what turned into a couple of songs turned into their, well, when we did our first ever show, I played the entire set on lap steel, and I think it was about 2 days prior to the gig, and it was like, "Yeah, here you go. Just these are the keys, go," kind of thing. And, it just, I think Will and I have a natural instinct, and we're both from the same school, where it's like, all right, you're taking the high, I'm taking the low, vice versa. I'm not stepping on your toes if you ain't stepping on mine, kind of thing. And we just gel nicely.
Yeah. So you got the single release that's in January, said. Have you got any shows between now and then that you're doing, or?
We don't actually. No, we've been in this room working on our debut record. So we did that song, and we did another single that we will release pretty damn soon. And we're just gonna try and keep the content coming. I think.
Yeah.
I think the strength of this band is that we can just get in a room and get 6 songs done in a day, because we are not fussy about mucking up a part. It's like, if there's a mistake there on somebody, good. It's human. I like human music.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't want
in the bio they said Backdoor Man was it recorded first take or something? Pretty simple, pretty quickly. And
I mean, I sling some mics up. I try and make sure things are in phase, and try and make sure things sound pretty darn close to what I want them to sound like. I used a 4-track, and just very minimal mics, very, very quick, and it was more about just capturing a damn honest performance more than anything else. I don't fixate on tones. I go back and listen to the Beatles and a bunch of other Rolling Stones records or whatever, and it's like, I think that there's a certain low fidelity aspect to those records that is integral, and they don't have this big, polished sound with perfect compression on each drum and all that. It's carnage. And like, it sounds like a drum kit. It sounds like a bass. It sounds like a guitar. And I just think that's the main vibe of the band. We don't want to spend a long time. We want to capture something when it's fresh. And
because rock music needs to be listened to a certain way.
On a level.
I've got a cheap record player. It cost me about $90 or something. Got it off Amazon. It was $90 record player. And going back years ago when we used to listen to everything on vinyl, is that rock music sounds better with that crackly sound.
All music, in my opinion. We've got a monstrous record collection. Also, listen to a lot of CDs. I got a massive CD collection, but totally. I think there's a certain aspect of and just pulling out an album, and I like reading liner credits. I like reading who mixed it, who produced it, where it was recorded, who played what. I kind of fixate on a lot of that stuff naturally. I've always been a collector of physical music in whichever thing. And I mean, MP3s, in my opinion, sound like crap. And when you put on a bit of wax, if there is crackles and pops, good.
That's how I like it.
VC wax, it sounds incredible. It sounds way better than the MP3.
I'm actually glad I found someone who likes reading the liners as much as I do. So
it can be really beneficial, because in this day and age, like, there's no reason why you can't work with every single person written on liner notes. They're an email away. So I've worked with some amazing people over the years that have done some amazing stuff, and it's simply that globalization is making that a very easy thing to do. So if you love the way the song sounds and the way that it's mixed, you can get that person to mix it. If you love the way it sounds mastered, you can get that person to master it. It's rad.
I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, I like to watch the show from start to finish, unless I've fallen asleep halfway through. But part of that is watching the end titles and the end credits. Now, some of the end credits can go on for 5-10 minutes now, but now on streaming, they cut it off. They cut off the titles. You don't know who's done what. You don't know, who's the best boy or whatever, who's laid the music down or who's done whatever it is. But they take that last little bit of the information of the last part of that creation the creativity, because it takes like you know, mixing the music down and being recording a track. It's not just 5 blokes or four guys and a girl recording music, putting on a tape and distribute it. There's, like you said, the sound mixers. There's everyone involved in it now.
Yeah, exactly. And
reading them the notes, it gives them a bit of a little bit of appreciation.
Yeah,
they don't receive it, but because you're reading it.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to have that, and it's for people who really appreciate art in any form. I'm the guy that sits at the theater until it's empty and there's nothing on the screen. Because I think recently we went to see the Elvis movie. The Scorsese,
which one?
Oh, the Scorsese film.
Yeah,
and which was brilliant. And just sitting there and reading the credits after the fact, and then realizing that the old guy playing the blues in one scene was actually Gary Clark Jr.
Yeah,
in a full kit, and it was like in the theater in like Dolby Atmos 7.1 or whatever it is. It was like the song sounded incredible, and his voice and the guitar playing was incredible. I was like, what is that? Who is that? And then sure enough, it's like Gary Clark Jr., who's obviously amazing. And but it's little things like that where it's like, you clock it after the fact, and it's like I'm glad that I know that was him. And he's an amazing guitarist and songwriter and all those things.
There's definitely it's not everyone can do it. It takes special people to do special things. So, I can't write music. I've got to play music. I'm trying to learn how to play guitar, but I've got too many thumbs. So it's, I've just organised myself a foot pedal for some reverb, so I can just drown out all the.
Cool. Get some surf rock. Wow, that knowledge, like Django Reinhardt on 3 fingers, and he made that sing. So it's keep at it, man.
Every lesson counts.
Yeah, you'll create something original.
Yeah. Alrighty, well we've got come to that time where we're going to do our get to know Rick Steward.
Cool.
And we've got 10 questions, 10 random, some utterly bizarre, some just, what the hell am I got myself into? But let's give a bit of a shuffle. 10 questions. Are you ready?
Hit me.
All right, first question. Would you ever go on Australian Idol?
No.
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 Your favourite song to sing in the shower?
Ooh, War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Yep. All right. Your favourite venue to perform at? You've already mentioned this.
Orchid Social Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
A hangover cure?
Ooh. I'm going to say a lot of Western Star on some English muffins.
Okay, you got
and a Soda Stream with like heaps of sparkly water and lemon.
Okay, you got to remove one of these from history: pop music, country music, heavy metal, or R&B.
Ooh, that's tricky because R&B in the 50s is very different to what it is now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say pop because I don't particularly believe that it's a genre more so than the Beatles were a pop band.
Yeah, good call.
They're also a psychedelic rock band and a lot of other things.
I'm glad you mentioned R&B being different to the 50s to what it is now, because I'm of that very same opinion. Yeah. Nowadays it's not the same. But next question. What is your worst habit?
Ooh, probably overthinking.
Yep.
Just thinking too much about things.
What are you watching on TV?
Don't really watch TV. Actually, we did watch the new on Netflix. We watched Heartbreak High, the new one recently, which was excellent. Yeah, love that.
Cool. Fill in the gap. My something got me into trouble.
My amplifier. Sound engineers hate me.
Okay, who's your biggest fan, mum or dad?
Or it'd have to be Dad. He used to, before I got my license, he used to tour me around the country when I was a kid. He used to drive me to every gig I had. If it was in Cairns, we'd go drive from Melbourne to Cairns. So
Oh, nice.
number one fan material.
Okay. Final question: best pickup line given or received?
Oh gosh. Are those space pants you're wearing? Because your ass is out of this world. Decide if that was given or received.
That is so cool. Cool. Well, alrighty. Well, we're gonna have to get moving. Thank you very much for taking time out of your evening and having a chat to us.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
It's all good. So, tell everyone else in the band we said thank you, and good luck with the track and future tracks. Have you obviously you got more tracks coming pretty soon?
Yeah, we've got as I mentioned earlier. Yeah, we did another song at the same time as Backdoor Man, the same day, which is Ready to Rock and Roll. We're just we're gonna shoot a really funny film clip that's no budget and an iPhone and some really stupid dance moves.
I've got heaps of those.
Yeah. We're taking notes from the Black Keys in their Lonely Boy clip, where it's just one shoot, one guy just boogieing. So that's the vibe we're going to go for, and we're going to have that one up pretty soon. And we're about halfway through our record, our debut record. So we're gonna keep it coming.
Oh, you definitely keep it coming, and let us know when you know how the single goes. The single release in January. When the album comes out, we'll definitely do our best to pump it out for you. So thank you again for joining us and taking time out your night.
Thanks for your time, Paul. Have a great night.
You too. Take care.
Ciao.